Is it an 8 or is it a 10? It is the 10. 948cc. Second Sierra Cosworth of the evening. What a beautiful looking car that is. Facel Vega. Well, here's an interesting little hatchback, the Suzuki Alto.
1964.
It's a 64, is it? Here is that incredible Chalmers. This 95 estate looks very original. There's a super Beetle over here. Very bonny car. Well, hi folks, and welcome to the channel. Yes, it's finally happening. The youthful assistant has started to drive as of today. We have done about 55 miles in the Fox today, a mix of A roads, a bit of dual carriageway, lots of roundabouts, country lanes, and indeed driving through town. We went down to Slape, slightly roundabout routes, but that's the way we went, and then we ended up down there, stayed there for a bit, and then headed back, and then we went over to see his gran and grandad, and Grandad has insured him on the MGB as a learner driver, so they then went off in the MGB and spent quite a lot of time out in that, driving around the lanes and generally enjoying a very, very different driving experience compared to this, the 2010 VW Fox. And the day is not over yet, because this evening we are off to Tern Hill Hall. Someone asked in the comments recently, haven't seen a Jag for a while, are you still driving it? Well, yes. The old XJ is getting used probably once or twice a week, and I've given it a quick rinse down. Tern Hill Hall hold 2 or 3 evening classic car meets throughout the year, and tonight it is the first of them. The weather is fantastic, so I'm expecting quite a big turnout of vehicles, to be honest. I think it's going to be a very busy show. I did wash this earlier on, but it is a little bit streaky in places, so I might have to give it a quick wipe down. But yeah, we're taking the Jag. Harley's going to have a rest from driving after a very, very busy day of driving. And to be honest, for a first day out in both cars, 2 very, very different cars, the Fox and the MGB, he did really, really well, even though I am a bit biased. But anyway, right, back to the subject in hand. This is all ready. We're going to go off to Tern Hill Hall, and I'll come back once we are there. I think this one needs a wash too. Well folks, we have made it down to Tern Hill Hall in the plucky XJ8. Already quite a few cars here. So I think we are going to amble in the general direction of the entrance and capture some of the arrivals as they get here. I mean, it'll be dark by about 8ish. So the evenings aren't too long yet, but even so, there's an incredible turnout of cars, including this lovely left-hand drive TR. Ooh, a few classic bikes here already, including this glorious Norton. Big single there with a fishtail exhaust. What a Bobby Dazzler that is. That is a stunning, stunning machine. So you get a mix of motorbikes, classic cars, sporty cars, and a little bit of everything. So that's what makes these meets so popular. We have a TVR Chimera burbling its way in on this glorious, glorious evening. I think we're going to be set fair for a fantastic evening. Look at this mighty 4-cylinder Kawasaki. Here's something of a channel favourite, this wonderful 65 Jensen CV8. What a fantastic car this is. I think when these first came out, they were the fastest 4-seater. A Gentleman's Sporting Express powered by Chrysler 330 horsepower V8. Incredible, incredible car. Mostly fiberglass bodywork on these, although I think the door skins are aluminium, but most of it is fiberglass. And of course the Interceptor that came after was all steel. Right, let's amble over Here I can just about see a Morris Minor 1000 coming in. Behind that, a beautiful bullnose Saab. Yeah, great little Morris 1000 here on a G plate. And there is the little bullnose Saab, the little two-stroke Saab. Happy memories of rescuing a van version of one of those many moons ago. Ding 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 ding. Very distinctive exhaust note of these incredible little two-stroke Saabs. Little three-cylinder engine in the front of that one. XJS. Oh, the good old Dodge, the Dodge Charger. Classic small standard of the 1950s. Is it an 8 or is it a 10? It is the 10. 948cc.
Chris last time apparently.
So Rover 75 down there, 2002, same year as our old XJ8. Second Sierra Cosworth of the evening. Fiat 500 with case on the back, followed by Austin 7. Super E-Type fixed head coupe was already here when we got here, Series 1 car. Quite a few of Ferrari's finest here already this evening. That one a 328. MGB Roadster on the J registration, this one. Porsche Boxster. Here's a rare one, the Nissan Cherry Europe with Alfa Romeo running gear. So what's that then? Bike engined. This is just a perfect venue for any evening gathering like this. It's just a great location. When the weather's like this, well, what more do you want? Great little Beetle there. Next burbling into view, TVR Griffith. The incredible Charmers. We featured this one in the Milmeese video last year in 2024. An incredible vintage car. This one gets all over the place. Yeah, what an amazing car that is. Here we have a super little Fiat 1500 Cabriolet of 1964. That's another beautiful car. I'm really spoilt with classic Fiats this evening. And remember everyone, do this, don't be silly. Two Jaguars now. X350, the V6 car, followed by an XK. And here, very purposeful sounding Corvette. Next then, coming into view, the fiberglass bodied Chevrolet Corvette. More V8 action here with another TVR Griffith. sounding glorious. I think these original Audi TTs are quite neat. This is on an 03 plate, so well over 20 years old now. Great looking car, I think. Followed by the Crown Vic police car. And a Ford F-150 behind that. Second Mark II Escort in this colour this evening. That one, the 1300 Sport. Many accessories with this fantastic bay window VW camper. And here Alec Isagonis, little marvel, the original Mark I Austin Mini. Obviously there's a huge variety of cars here this evening. We'll try and feature a little bit of everything, but obviously we'll be prioritising the older car because this is the old classic car channel. We've got a gaggle of Audis here, including an R8 down there, and behind that another great little Audi TT in our favourite colour, bright yellow. And how cool does that look? Almost Art Deco in style, I think these are. Behind that, an immaculate Porsche 924 and a Mini behind that. Regulars to the channel will recognise this next one, this very purposeful looking Jaguar E-Type. Followed by a Ferrari, is that a 360? Classic Renault time now, and a super little Renault 5. Or is that the Super Sank, one of the slightly later facelifted cars? Could be. Either way, great survivor. You don't see too many of them around, nor do you see too many of those. Morris 8 Series 1 Tourer, enjoying this incredible weather that we seem to be having at the moment. Behind that, the Triumph TR5, lusty fuel injected 6-cylinder engine, sounding quite happy this evening. A couple of classic Toyotas there as well, make that 3. BMW Z4. This is definitely one of our favourite events of the year. Lotus follows the Z4. What's that, an Exige? Oh, look at that. Now, I haven't seen that for a little while. A convertible Ford Consul Mark I. That is such a rare car, that one. I'll try and move around here, keep out of the sun. Apologies for the reflections. Sun is starting to get a little lower in the sky now, but we'll do our best. Why do I keep saying we? Apologies for that. A couple of great little minis. There's the youthful assistant. He's had a very busy day driving his VW Fox and Grandad's MGB GT, which he enjoyed a great deal. So the 145 was the estate car version of the 140 series from the early 1970s. Modified Astra there, followed by another very well preserved Renault 5 there. Just a week or so back we did follow an immaculate example of one of these. It could have even been that one, the Renault 5 Monaco. Well, I know someone who's going to like that one. Fantastic Austin Healey there. What a beautiful looking car that is. Next up, fantastic Volvo 240 Estate, and we've noticed one of these has appeared in a new housing development not far from where we're based. I must try and find out a little bit more about that. Down there, in our favourite colour of course, another Porsche Boxster. But what do I spy behind that? Wow, a Facel Vega. What an incredible car that is. You won't see one of those every day of the week. Wow. Is that the HK 500? Could be. I think Sterling Moss used to have one of those. American V8 engine under the bonnet. Real performance car, but so swish. Such an elegant looking car. It's in very good company as well. MGA fixed head coupe over there. Porsche 944.
It depends on the price. If the price is right, you maybe do risk it a bit. But no, this time it's the first time
So there's that Super Mark 1 Mini we saw pulling in just a few moments ago. It almost looks Farina grey. It's not white. It's very similar to the Farina grey of our A40 Mark 1. This E-Type needs no introduction to regulars on the channel. We see this one here and there. Lotus here, the Austin Healey 106. Sounded wonderful. The BMC 6-cylinder engine under that bonnet. That was a collaboration between Donald Healey and the Austin Motor Company. But I want to go and have a look at this incredible Facel Vega. What an amazing machine that is. Electric fans whirring away. Let me get over this side so you haven't got my reflections. What a machine. Very appropriate attire as well. Yeah, that's a great car that is. Just have a quick peek inside. Very luxurious. Yes, it is an HK 500. I'm pretty sure that was the top of the tree when it came to Facel Vegas. There's also the Facelia or Facelia, which was a little bit smaller. But this
that's
really...
painted metal, actually.
Is it a painted metal, is it? Can I have a closer look inside it, please? That'd be great. Ooh, let's have a clamber inside. I'm sure there's a way of doing this with some decorum. Very wraparound screen on this. What a machine this is. Look at that. Love the old Radiomobile radio as well. What a great thing. But yep, there's the all-important badging. Facel Vega HK 500. And a wonderful old leather smell in here. The dashboard sort of curves away from you. You can't really see it. But what a car. What a beauty. Is this one you've had a long time, sir? Or?
For a while, yes.
Have you?
Yeah.
What made you go for one of these?
I just think it is a class of its own. In '59, I mean that makes it 66 years old.
Is that 59? Is it that one?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they were dearer than a Rolls Royce, £8,500 and 59.
That's a chunk of money, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. So what is it? A Chrysler V8?
Yeah,
it is Chrysler.
V8, yeah, 7 litre.
Right. So similar to Jensening in some respects,
Yes,
wasn't it? From that point of view. So it's a French car, though, isn't it?
It's a French car.
Facel.
Yeah,
French car.
Vega.
Yeah.
Made in Paris.
Do you know how many of these they actually produced?
1,000 HK 500 in the 10-year history of the company.
Wow, 1,000. It's just spectacular. It's real sort of. Oh, I see. So there's the chassis plate down there. All right.
It's got Paris on it, I think.
Yep, Facel Paris, numero de carrosserie, the body number. Wow. So what's the little switch down here with E and Z?
Oh, that's the power steering.
Oh, it's adjustable, is it?
Yeah.
Wow, adjustable power steering. Wowzers. What a spectacular car. All these beautiful cappings as well. Absolutely incredible. Beautiful colour, lovely original trim in this as well. Oh, what a machine that is. Quite a few cars have arrived while I was looking at the Facel, so I will have a walk around later. There's a wartime Jeep. Little Riley elf behind that. Very nice example, that one. Triumph Stag. I caught a glimpse of another one coming in before. Very smart BMWs. This is Z3M. Those look like M wheels. It's got the 4 pipes out of the back, so yes, this is the Z3M. Great performance car. I do love those. The Z4 behind that. A very smart Jaguar XKR convertible here. XKR means it's got the supercharged V8 engine under that long bonnet.
Is this where is the fuel cap hidden under one of these or something? Maybe.
And I love the way the taillight is split. And it has a V embossed in there. What an amazing car, beloved of celebrities throughout the 1960s. What an amazing car that is. Here's that lovely Austin Healey, the 106. There's a Ford Capri 2 just coming in. Still they roll in, a great assortment of cars. Lovely Porsche 911, that is hotly pursued by a 66 Triumph Vitesse, a 2 litre straight 6 convertible. Perfect for an evening like this. Ford based hot rod here, still with transverse leaf front suspension on it. And look at this, a late Mark 1 version of the Triumph GT6. Very similar to the Mark 2 that came later, but a lower front bumper on these. Still 2 litre straight 6, just like that Vitesse. Great looking car that. The late 50s Chevrolet Apache pickup truck. I suspect V8 engine. I'm not sure what gives me that idea, but I'm fairly confident in saying that, judging by how much the ground is shaking as I stand here. What a great looking thing, proper rat rod look, that one. Nissan 300ZX is next. Chevrolet behind that. And an XJS, Jaguar XJS there, probably a V12 in TWR, Tom Walkinshaw Racing livery from the 1980s. And that looks pretty cool, I like that. That sounds fantastic. What a great thing, manual box. Is it a V12 with a manual box? Could be. It is indeed. Could see another Mark 1 MX-5 out and about. Hopefully ours will be back on the road next week. Ford Consul Capri. What a stylish car that is. You really wouldn't think that was made in this country, really. Second Triumph TR5 of the evening. Lovely car. Late 67 or early 1968, the date of that one. What a beauty. Great to see a Triumph TR7 here. Get quite a few of the earlier TRs, but not so many of the 7s and the TR8s. So it's always cool to see one of those. TVR Chimera. Z3 behind that. Pretty sure this is based on the MGF, the mid-engine MGF with a little K-series engine tucked away behind here, in there somewhere. Another Chimera there, somewhat modified Astra behind that. Another TR7, this time it has the 3.5 litre engine, so TR8 spec. With a Chimera and Triumph TR6 just over there. Pretty much the same running gear as the TR5s that we saw just a few moments ago. Slightly reskinned body, but under the skin very similar indeed to the previous 5. Peugeot 405 MI16. Not too many of those left. Many of them gave up their engines for souped up Peugeot 205 conversions. Triumph Dolomite there. A few moderns coming in now, members of the public coming just to have a look and a wander around this incredible evening classic car show. Definitely one of the best events of its type that we get to, certainly in this neck of the woods. That's a beauty, that TR4. Fantastic. What's this over here? Looks a bit like an aerial Atom. Not for the shy and retiring, I suspect, or anyone with a slightly dodgy blood pressure, but I imagine a bit of a giggle. More 3 litre Triumph V8 goodness there. We have a Pagoda Mercedes-Benz SL here, minus the Pagoda roof. 230 SL, that particular one. Well, here's an interesting little hatchback, the Suzuki Alto. And this one, I'll just sneak across here, is badged up as a Works. What does that say? Something RSZ? Yeah. It's a new one on me. I remember the Suzuki Alto, but I don't remember that edition, so I'm guessing that's probably a special import job. I spy Ford Mustang, one of the fastback early Ford Mustangs. That one from '67. Little ADO 16 there. It's got the 1300 GT, very distinctive wheel trims on it, but I don't think this one's a 1300 GT. But it's great to see. It's a 71-ish. This is a Morris badged 1300. Yeah, nice to see a two-door one. In fact, it was a 1300 GT. I apologise. Don't think I've ever seen a 1300 GT before, all over the same colour. The only ones I can remember seeing in recent times all have vinyl roofs, usually painted bright orange. So it's neat to see that one. Certainly filling up here on the hard standing around Tern Hill Hall itself, on the grass over there, and where we're parked in the main display field just the other side of those trees, and I will have a proper wander around there a little bit later. But for now I'm really enjoying watching the arrivals. Look at this glorious Vincent though. I must stop and have a look at this. But hang on a minute. Ford Zephyr Mark II. Ooh, we can't miss that one. What a belter. I do like that one. Oh, yeah. This is the one. I had a lengthy chat with the owner of this one at the most recent Combermere meeting. So if you haven't seen the Combermere meet video and you want to find out more about that ex-police Ford Zephyr Mark II, please check out that once you're finished here. But yeah, great to see that one out and about. And I'm sure that will become quite a regular sight at the events that we get to. Now, where was I before I was distracted by that wonderful Zephyr? Ah, yes, Vincent. A stunning, stunning bit of kit. What an amazing machine. Look at these gorgeous polished aluminium castings on the side of the engine. Magnificent. Every now and again I get rumblings that I should try and buy back my late uncle's old Vela set that we had a few years ago. One of the very first videos here on the channel was of me getting that running all those years ago. Yeah, great stuff. Right, and here quite a few classic Japanese bikes of the 1970s. I don't profess to know a great deal about these, but I'm sure some of you watching this will know exactly what you are looking at here. We've got a Lone Triumph, a Bonnie in this lineup, and on the end here that glorious Norton that I was looking at just after we got here earlier this evening. Morgan, we were down in Malvern just the other day, home of course to Morgan since, well, the 1920s, possibly even before that. Yeah. Always good to see one or two of those out and about. A little Peugeot 106 here, we like a bit of that. I know Harley's a big fan of those. Right, I'll keep my eyes peeled for other interesting cars coming in. This is one popular evening meet. What a great thing, loads of people enjoying themselves. Hats off to everyone who organises this, because it is just one of, like I said before, one of the best gatherings we get to. It's got a real nice vibe to it. You've got the music playing in the background, live band, food on if you so desire. And you can just stand around watching all sorts of interesting cars coming and going throughout the evening. And it's this kind of event that is really, really growing in popularity so much. And the one thing that unites all the people here with their cars is their enthusiasm for their chosen pride and joy, whether it's an old car, fairly old car or a newish car, we're all petrol heads at heart.
You come down to do him because he's got no number plate. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? That fucking size of them brake discs, eh? Jesus God.
What's next to you? Got to go round.
Evening all. The Volvo 360 GLT. Cool to see one of those. Originally a daft design, classic Mercedes Sprinter van, 2005. And a great little Mini. Alpha 4C, one of the more interesting cars built in recent times. Looks like a Land Rover Series 2A, I believe. Mid 1960s is the date for that one. Really smart, that is. This Lotus is another regular attendee at the Combermere meeting. The owner also has an MGB GT V8, two classic Fords, Mark II version of the XR2, and another wonderful air-cooled 911 behind that. Very nice to see. Please let me know in the comments which car or cars are your favourites from this very eclectic mix here tonight at Tern Hill Hall. I have to say, this beauty is right up there for me. Incredible, incredible stylish car. And maybe something a little later would be more your cup of tea, perhaps this little MG Midget. Really nice chrome bumper car there, or perhaps a little Lotus. This MGF based car here. All sorts. Triumph TR6 over there. So many cars. There's a replica Cobra I can just see down there. Bit of everything here to suit most tastes, I would have thought. But yes. BMW 5 Series, one of the E28 era of 5 Series BMWs. Probably 6-cylinder. They did do the 518, which had the 4-pot engine. This one's been debadged, so I don't know for sure, but it's got twin pipes. So I'm guessing it's probably 520i or above. There's a debadged E30 Estate, the Touring behind that. Very handsome car, I do like those. And look at this beauty here, Chevrolet Nova, Chevy Nova. Very cool. This is a Porsche 928 front engine V8 powered 928. Do like those a lot. Those originally mooted to be the replacement for the 911, but that never really happened. They were sold alongside the 911, then dropped, and the 911 soldiered on and continued, well, to this very day. But yeah, what a great looking car that is. I think now is probably the time to start having a bit of a walk around some of the parked up cars, and then well, let's have a look. Most of the cars that are arriving that are display cars, I think, are going down into the bottom field, so I don't think too much is going to change up here. So I'll have a quick scoot round here, just go down the bank without falling over. Right, there's that lovely 106, we've seen that one already. Ferrari 308 here, we had a 328 come in a little while back. Quattro valve, so 4 valves per cylinder in that one. So this has got the fixed roof with a lift out panel here, not dissimilar to the old Targa tops on the Porsches. the Surrey roof on the Triumph TRs. And quite a gaggle of later Ferraris here. And that stunning Mini on Cooper S reverse rims, MGB GT. So these were launched, or announced rather, in late 65 and put on sale in 1966 following the motor show of 65 at Olympia. Or was it Earl's Court? Probably Earl's Court, wasn't it actually? This is an end plate car. Fixed head coupe, very nice, in a beautiful sort of gunmetal metallic. Beautiful car. This was one of the few cars that were here before we were dodging the queues. Got a Morris Cooper S, Downton Performance and Economy. Downton Engineering, very famous company for tuning parts in the 1960s, run by a chap called Daniel Richmond. I'm pretty sure I've got that right. Let's have a quick peer under here. Yeah, a couple of fairly large twin SU carbs. There's the all-important Downton badge. What a little beauty that is. Right, let's carry on our way over here. Now this is a car we saw here last year, this incredible Ford Anglia with the Continental style touring kit on the back. Yep, the spare wheel hung out so the rear bumpers move right out. And this, I remember talking to the owner of this one as well, the Ford 105e Sportsman. Now this is a conversion you more often see on Thunderbirds, that kind of thing. American cars, but very rare do you see a conversion like this on a British car. What an incredible, great looking car. Great to see these rarities. Midnight blue TR5 here, beautiful car. And staying with the 2.5 litre straight six Triumph, we have this amazing Mark 1 PI. So also fuel injected, just like the TR5 and the TR6. There's one of the late Alpines there, the A110. They're pretty cool. But I'm not sure if it's as cool as this. Great car. I do love these. This is the Mark 1. Mark 2 looked a little bit different. Nice doggy. Hello. Right, what have we got here? It's a Mustang with its big 5 litre Coyote V8, no mistaking that. Here, Z3, and alongside the Z3 nestles, in a moment, the Alpine just over there. There's our Lotus Elise in our favourite colour. Hot Rod Ford here. And just coming in full martini colours, at first glance you'd think maybe this is a Delta Integrale, but this is the booted car. Very neat. Supercar alley over here. A little bit older. The car's tucked away near the hedge here. Oh, a Bonnie car this is. I do love that. So which of the Austin Healey's is this? This is an early 3000. 3 litre straight six. It's an early one with the lift out side screens, hence this beautiful curve. I do love the way this sort of curves along here, then wraps in to the top of the dash. The later 3000s lost that nice little detail, and they had wind up windows, which is arguably a lot more practical, but I do like the look of these slightly earlier cars. Right, we've got a Porsche here, little 7 over there, the 65 Landy. Right, a quick battery swap later. We carry on our way over here. Quite a few later cars over here. So we'll just have a quick scout around and then go hunting for the slightly older metal. Yeah, real mix of cars in attendance. Oh, here's that XJS. I've got to have a look at that. This one sounded spectacular. Manual gearbox badged up as a V12, so I'm assuming that's what's under the bonnet. Originally it would have been 5.3. But what it is now is anyone's guess. There was the XJRS produced in limited numbers, and that had the 6 litre version of the V12. Now what this is, maybe this has got the 6 litre in it, I'm not quite sure, but it did sound fantastic. some of the very, very early XJSs from 1975 were offered with manual gearboxes. I think Jaguar were just using up old stocks of manual boxes that were an option on the E-Type Series 3. Once they were gone, that was it. No more manual V12 XJSs from the factory. But that hasn't stopped people building a few, including Tom Walkinshaw when he ran TWR on behalf of Jaguar in European touring car racing, etc. There we go, Tom Walkinshaw, hence TWR. What a great car this is. V12 with limited silencing and manual gearbox. That's a nice recipe. And if you go rooting around the darker corners of the channel, you'll see some footage that I recorded way back at the Chumley Pageant of Power of an original TWR racing XJS on open exhausts being warmed up in the paddock, and that just sounded epic. Right, let's carry on, see what else we can spot. Cars are still coming in. This MGB is a regular on the channel as well. This one coming in, David, in his green rubber bumper B. Good to see that one here. He gets around a lot in that one. The bonnet is up on the two-stroke Saab, so I'll have to have a closer look under there. Hello sir, I remember having a look at this one. Where did we look at this one? Where did we see this one? Did I see this at Eccleshall a couple of years ago?
Yes.
That's right, I knew I'd seen it somewhere. And maybe here as well last year. Did you bring it?
About 4 times now, isn't it?
Is it 4 times? What a great. So which model is this one?
96 two-stroke.
Yeah, 96, right, okay.
1964.
It's a 64, is it? Wow.
Well, it's actually a 63.
Is it?
That's when it come off the production line.
Right, got you.
And it registered January 64.
Right, so built towards the end of 63, registered in 64. What a great car that is. Let's have a quick peek inside. I do like these. Yeah, that's great. Amazing shape of these cars. There we go, Mr. Saab, Eric Carlson. Eric Carlson used to rally the early two-stroke Saabs. If memory serves, he used to have Pas Taquet written on the roof of his car, because I think that means on the roof, because he regularly rolled his 96 rally cars. Right, let's carry on down here. That is fantastic, thank you. And we'll see what else we can see. There is the CV8. This one's a familiar face on the channel, and it's always great to see it. And next to that is the TVR Griffith, one of many Ferraris here this evening. We have a Land Rover Series 3 on a V plate. Looks like concourse condition, this one, absolutely immaculate. Look how shiny that is. It is like new, or possibly even better than new. Let's have a quick peer in through the window. Let's just have a look in there. Oof, immaculate. Hello. And side on seating in the back. Oh, the door has been opened. Let's have a look around here. Is this one you've restored yourself, is it? Wow. So how long's it been back on the road?
About 4 years, but
really?
I don't use it.
No?
I didn't like driving him in the military, never mind now.
High days and holidays then?
Yeah.
It's immaculate, isn't it? That's incredible. It's a full strip down, I guess.
Every single nut, bolt, screw with it.
Really?
8 years of my life.
8 years? Wow. That's incredible. It's got to be one of the best ones anyway, surely.
It won Practical Classic Restorer of the Year.
Did you?
2 years ago.
Oh, right.
And it looks like that underneath as well.
Does it? Wow. Let's have a quick peer underneath. Wow. There's one incredible Landy. Next to that incredible Land Rover, we have MG, little MG, one of the original midgets. I'm guessing this is a TA, slightly narrower body compared to the TC. Many motorcycles. This one sounded nice when it came in. I know nothing about it, other than it sounded quite cool. The Yamaha Honda here, aerial. I tried to record this one coming in, but the camera refused to focus, so I'll make up for that now. This is a real oily ragger super original. And look at that wonderful time-worn saddle there. Well, I spy Triumph Spitfire. It's a 1500. So this was the last version of the Triumph Spitfire. This shape made its debut with the Mark IV, which continued with the 1296 1300 engine. But the last Spitfires of all, badged as 1500s, had this, which was 1490 something cc. And that engine was shared with the rubber bumper MG Midgets. The original Spitty was designed by Michelotti over in Italy, who did a lot of the bodywork design work for Triumph, going right back to the Triumph Herald, which was the replacement for the old standard pennant. Spitty first came out in 1962, the Spitfire 4 as it was called. So you had the GT6 and the Spitfire 4, which had a 4-pot engine. In the early cars they were 1147cc, and they were gradually enlarged until this came along, the 1500. All Spitfires super popular, separate chassis, just like the Triumph Herald and the Triumph Vitesse that were sold alongside. But yeah, great affordable little sports car these are. The very first car I pieced back together was a Mark III Spitfire. That was in my late teens. Dad paid £25 for it, and it was in a bit of a state, as you can imagine. But yeah, great to see this one here. Right, what else have we got? So there's a few cars parked up along there. And I think probably now most of the arrivals are here. So we'll go and have a look down in the main display field now. Oh yes, I saw this Mini coming in. Absolute minter. It's in incredible condition, that one. And here's TVR, the Chimera, a Triumph Stag, this one on an end plate. Peugeot 205 GTI, looks like a 1.9 if those wheels are anything to go by. Looks like he's about to depart. But there are still some cars coming in, including this MGTD. Looks like the TR4's going. This one has the look of the old works cars, and it's on an early Coventry registration as well. That is lovely. Followed by a fairly late Audi TT. Right, so let's carry on down here. So there's a VW camper, the Devon Gold Moonraker edition, limited edition of 50. So it's quite a rare beast. Yeah, the Moonraker Devon Gold. You can hear the band in the background, which is one of the reasons this is such a civilised meeting. There's our old XJ8 Sport, enjoying the sunshine. There's the E30 Cabriolet alongside it. Looks like we've got a few cars for sale. Jaguar XJ8 Saloon, long wheelbase, £1,000. Wonder what that's like. Right. Let's go and have a look up here, because one of the previous Tern Hill Hall meetings we came to, I forgot to come up here. Here's a rare one, a Radford Mini. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but let's have a look at the information sheets. Look at that. It's got the hatchback conversion. Now Ringo Starr had one of those to carry his drum kit in, I think. This is a rare car. 1966. I purchased the car in 1971. So, a Radford Mini. Very special wheels on this one as well. Lovely. You got opening quarter lights. You didn't see that too often on UK spec cars, and a very well equipped dashboard. Yeah. So this was one of the most special Minis made. So you got the full length roof there, the opening roof, but this is the key feature of these Mini DeVille by Radford. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen one of those. I've not seen this anywhere at any show that we've been to, and we do get to quite a few. Look at those fantastic hinges. So the rear panel very, very modified. You've got little hinges fitted just there below the gutter. What a great thing. Over here we have a Messerschmitt KR200, or this is in fact the FMR, which I think was a licensed built version of the Messerschmitt, but either way, pretty bonkers German bubble car. Now, I'm conscious of the fact that the evening isn't going to be too long because the sun will start setting fairly soon, so I want to make sure I get round everything. Here's that amazing Dodge Charger. Shades of Bullet, the chase in the Bullet film with this one. Here's that incredible Chalmers. Like I say, the Milmees video from 2024, I had a very close look around this one. There's Arnie's Mustang. It's a Ford V8. Oh, I say Ford V8, no. This one has a BMW engine in it. Wow, now I do like this. Beautiful Austin Healey. Got all the important bits, the leather bonnet straps, louvered bonnets, a great pair of Lucas lamps, extra Lucas lamps on the front. Again, removable side screens in this one, the Works hardtop with the added roof vents, just like the Works cars. It was originally seen in the A30 and the Austin A35 van. Yeah. Stunning bit of kit that is, straight six, sound fantastic. Got Sierra RS 500 there, and here is that lovely little Austin 7 that I saw coming in before. It's got some pretty natty aluminium finned brake drums on the front of this one. I don't think I've seen that before. And I think it's got a dropped, has it got a dropped front axle as well? Very neat little car, I do like that. Bonnet is up. There's a dinky little engine, a 747cc with a huge SU carburettor conversion. It's had a few mods, this one. Look at the size of the horn, it's almost as big as the engine. Yeah, lovely to see. What a little Bobby Dazzler that is. Right, let's carry on. We've got a Rover 75, loads of cars here. We need to try and have a look round before people start disappearing. The sun is still fairly high, so we have got a little bit of time, but not too much. I want to try and pack in as many cars as humanly possible. There's a Midget 1500. Like I said before, these shared the engine with the Spitty 1500. This 2CV, we saw this one at the Combermere not that long ago, just a few weeks ago. It's a Ford Prefect, the four-door version of the 100E. Great stuff. Aston, Granada here. What have we got down here? Capri 2, just next to this tree. Ah, there's that standard 10. Got to have a look at that, haven't I? As a standard 8 owner myself. So there's a Moggy 1000. And here is the standard 10 948cc. And this was an earlier version of the 1500 engine that ended up in the Spitty and the rubber bumper Midget. When that engine first came along, SC, the small car engine, it was 803cc. It was launched under the bonnet of the standard 8, then enlarged to 948 for this, the standard 10. I think we saw most of those cars coming in before, so let's go and wander over the back there. Let's keep going over here. There's a Saab 95 down there next to the Beetle. That's pretty cool. So that's the estate version of the 96 Triumph TR4 Escort 1600 Sport. Cars everywhere you look. There's a Saab 9000 over there. You don't see too many of those around. There's one of the Renault 5s. Triumph TR5. So we've got a real mix of some later cars, some older cars. Just try and see what we can see, just have a general amble around. I don't think we can spend too long on individual cars, but if I find time I might come back to have a look, a closer look at some of them. Here's that Mark 1 console. Pretty cool to see this one. I think this was, oops, sorry, saw this one last year. Pair of minis, W8 engined V-dub here. This is that Volvo 145 Estate. That's a rare sight. I've never seen this one before. I remember Dad had a 144S with this style of front end. But this is the first time I've seen this grey 145 Estate.
That Fiat, Matt. So a
Rover Coupe alongside a Capri 280 Brooklands, the run-out model of the Ford Capri, the original Ford Capri. We've got a Torslander edition Volvo 240 Estate. Like I say, one of these has appeared not far from us on a new housing estate, so I need to investigate that a bit closer. Here is the E28 5 Series BMW, and over here I just see a couple of cars that I didn't catch coming in. I think we saw this MG BGT, possibly this Triumph Stag. I know who owns this 944. A little MG here, and a little TA, I believe. And coming in, Triumph TR4. So this is a TA from 1936, very, very similar looking to the post-war TCs. Just a slightly narrower body. And look at this Allegro. Didn't see this one coming in. An Allegro Super on an M registration. BL. Not sure if you can see that, but it says bloody leaking instead of British Leyland. Porsche arriving, as is TVR. Let's have a quick scoot around here. That's quite a neat little Opel, a little fastback Opel Kadett. Rare sight here, left-hand drive, so presumably an import. Sometimes you see these in like historic rallying, that kind of thing. Seem to be quite popular, especially on the continent. EY, that is a North Wales or Anglesey registration series. Yeah, pretty cool to see that. So MGB here, originally a rubber bumper car. I think I've spoken to the owner of that one a few times over the years. Jaguar Mark II with Coombs style cutaway rear arches. I think I saw this one here last year. Lovely metallic blue, quite reminiscent of the old Ecurie Ecos racing team, the Scottish racing team, set up by, let me think, David Murray, I believe it was. This colour is very similar to the Jaguar C-types and D-types that raced under the Ecurie Ecos flag. Great manual overdrive. Wonderful, wonderful bit of kit. Incredible shape. The shape of the wings on these is just wonderful, I think. Very clean VW Beetle here on a K-plate. AW, that tells us this is a localish Shropshire area vehicle from new. Right, let's just have a bit of a mooch down here. Mini Cooper on a K-plate. I think that's mainly the public parking area over the back there. If I see anything interesting over there, I'll dart across. Otherwise, I'll stick to the main display area, I think. MGB Roadster here from 65, original registration plates, Hills, number plate, good stuff. I like to see that. Here's that 360 GLT, so this was the performance version of the 360 Volvo range. originally a daft design. Got a dolly here, Dolomite Sprint, 16 valve, quite an advanced car for its day. Yeah, neat to see this 360 GLT. Look at that. Looks very comfy and agreeable in there. Not seen that one before, so that's always good to see. Nice to see some new cars to feature here on the channel. There's that 106 Peugeot, the Morgan. Audi TT.
Yeah, that's going to cool.
A little VW Polo. The Polo C. So this is a little two-door booted car. Is that the original supplying dealer sticker in the back window? Shrewsbury Motors. Part of the Kenning Group. Oh. Again, don't think I've seen this one anywhere before. The Chevy Apache has just fired up over there, the big V8, American V8. Here's the Mark II Zephyr, I think it was Lancashire Police, this particular car. Really nice to see this one out and about today. Could do with a few more 50s cars here, so if you've got a 50s car, bring it over here. I know I shouldn't talk, but well, this is badged up as a TR8. It's possibly a factory built car. Right. Here's the Austin 1300 GT. Like I say, pretty unusual to see one the same colour all over. I do like these little accessories, the stick-on rear window demister, the silver line screen heater. Apologies for the hat reflection. Wow, two-door, quite a sleek looking car, way sleeker than the four doors. Of course you could get the estate version as well, the Austin Countryman, and the Morris Traveller version of this, the ADO 16. But yeah, a rare car, the 1300 GT. So this was a bit like sort of a Mini Cooper for the family buyer who perhaps needed a little bit more space but still wanted a bit of poke. This has got a 1275 engine in it, twin carburetors, and yeah, good car, but very, very rare now. Next to the little 1300 GT, we have this incredible Ford Mustang. Mazda MX-5 here, Mark II or 2.5. Harley will be pleased to see this one. He's a big fan of these. And I predict one of these appearing on the driveway in a few short years. Bit of a bargain at the moment, these are. The early ones are 4 litre, later ones are 4.2, both V8 powered. Sierra XR4i here. Very distinctive cab, different body to the regular 3-door Sierras that were on offer at the same time, with this extra little sort of quarter-light window in it. Very distinctive. I think this was unique to the XR4i, this particular body shell. Mini HFF 230, the Ford Consul Capri with added Lucas lamps on the front. Very stylish. Got an original picnic set on the back seat. A Brexton picnic set being guarded by Teddy over there. Yeah, I like the old thermos flasks as well. Nice attention to detail. I detected the youthful assistant. This one's got a few extra gauges on it just over there. So aftermarket ammeter, vacuum gauge, and oil pressure gauge. Oh, pretty cool. You can also get the Consul Classic saloons in 2- and 4-door form, but these are way sleeker with that very, very rakish roof line. Pretty cool. There's that BMW 3 Series, the E30 era of BMW 3 Series here in estate form, 4-door estate, as all the estates were. Very practical, nice, simple, unfussy styling, which you can't really say for more recent BMW offerings. There we go, TR5. Which one? Oh, the V4, yes. Yeah, I saw the bonnet was up before, but let's go and have a look at it now. The bonnet is back down. It's 95. Estate looks very original. Registered in Staffordshire, so it's not a million miles away from the part of Shropshire that we're in at the moment. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's good.
It's a daily.
Early ones of these were two-stroke. This is the V4, the Ford of Cologne engine in it. Great roof rack. I like a bit of period roof rack action here at OCC. Yeah, pretty wild car, very practical, very distinctive styling. I'm not sure you'd ever call it pretty, but it's pretty cool. Very, 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 very charismatic. Reminds me of the old bullnose van that I dragged out from behind a Saab dealership in about 1990 or 91. That went on to be restored and is now in a private Saab collection in America somewhere. Yeah. Bonnie machine. I think these has 7 seats as well. I'm sure it's either an option, I'm not sure if it's standard, but you could get an extra row of seats in the back here as well. And this is the original little Saab. Oh, the Wasso rather. Petrol filler cap. That's really neat. Do like that. The bonnet is up on this Chimera. Cooling off that Rover V8, or originally a Rover V8. This one's a 450. Chimera, there we go. There's the Ford Crown Vic, Crown Victoria. Open top Audi TT over there. There's a B Roadster here. Yeah, all sorts of cars. Here's that Nissan Cherry Europe. So this was a collaboration between Nissan and Alfa Romeo. So Nissan donated the body shell, Alfa Romeo the running gear. So you can either go to your Nissan dealer and buy a Nissan Cherry Europe, and the same vehicle was also available in the Alfa dealer, badged up as the Alfa Romeo Arna.
Oh yeah, I've read about these. Crazy, isn't it? Right?
Yeah. So Nissan styling and Italian running gear under the bonnet. What a strange combination that is. I don't think they sold a great number of these. But there's the little Alfa Romeo Boxer engine under its bonnet.
Small engine.
Yeah, it was never.
V4, isn't it?
It was never designed for these. Yeah,
Good for handling.
I guess. Yeah, it's in immaculate condition. Such a rare car that is. Yeah, a little 100E Prefect. Have a closer look at this one. So this will be sort of mid 1950s, mid to late 1950s. The Prefect was the upmarket Ford 100E. Most of them had the little 1172cc side valve engine. Some of the ones late on had the overhead valve engine that was fitted to the 105E Anglia, but typically they had an extra little dog leg on the trim on the front wing there, so I'm guessing this is probably one of the side valve powered cars. Quite neat. Like I say, all the Prefects were 4-door. There goes the Morris 8 Series 1 Tourer. That one's pottering off home, little side valve 4-cylinder engine. About 1936 or thereabouts, the date of that one, and that's followed by the Granada. There's a Super Beetle over here, and next to it is that Fiat 1500 Cabriolet that we saw coming in just a little while back now. Super rare, very, very stylish car, a bit like a baby Ferrari to look at, but really, yeah, lovely detailing on cars like this. Beautiful grille, yeah, lovely, the badge, everything. It's just got style to it. Yeah. Fiat 1500, the Mille Cinquecento. What a beauty that is. Let's have a quick peer inside, the roof is down. I like the 63 Italian tax disc. That's a nice detail, and what a beauty.
What do you do then?
I didn't see this one coming in either, Citroen GS. Oh, that's nice. Nice unusual car. I do like oddball cars. Very distinctive full width wheel covers on these. So it's right hand drive. Getting quite close to the music. Pretty cool to see that. Yeah, the old XJ8, it's the only one here this evening, and I've on a related note, I've been updating the calendars over on my Contrado store. They're available for 2025 and indeed 2026. There are about 15 different calendars. One of them is OCC cars past and present, and the Jaguar does feature in there, as do some of the other cars that we've had and still have. Yeah, so if you're looking for a calendar maybe for next year, I know it's a little bit early, but never mind, check over the Contrado store. There is a link in the description and in the pinned comment below this video. But I think now the sun is starting to get a little bit lower, so I think we will amble over this way and just watch some of the cars leaving and maybe catch some of the cars that we didn't see actually coming in before, including this Cobra. I think I saw this from a distance, but I did see that little 7 come in. The shadows are definitely getting longer now. Off goes the great little Ford 100e Prefect. Very bonny car. The trio of Toyota Celicas are departing, getting gradually older as the convoy rumbles by. Oh, no, I missed this one when it was parked up. Is it a Fiat or is it a Seat? It is a Fiat. There's that Saab 9000. People are starting to depart now. And we were only in April, so the days are still fairly short. This is on again later in the year. Evenings will be longer. But this has been a fantastic evening, beautiful weather, nice and warm, not a cloud in the sky, an incredible assortment of classic and modern classic cars, including this 360 GLT. What a rarity that is. 3 Series Cabriolet. Opel there. Here's the El Camino. There's the little Messerschmitt. Well, as the sun sets lower in the sky, I think it's probably time to wrap up this particular video. Cars are beginning to queue and leave. Here is that pretty rare VW Polo in the queue waiting to depart. The Porsche 928, late 1980s example, beautiful car. It's a 405 MI16, rare car nowadays. Triumph TR7 on a V plate, so quite a late one. Canley built car, that one. And behind that, the wonderful Mark 1 GT6. And I think on that high point, we will wrap up this video. So thank you so much for watching this particular upload. I'll include links to some other similar videos at the end of this one. We hope to get to many more classic car events, evening meets, morning meets and full day events throughout the rest of the year. So if you like this kind of thing, please think about subscribing to the channel. Give this one a like, leave a comment, and there'll be many more videos along very soon. So bye for now. Cool. Okay.
Can you have this many boats every time? Well, weather's good.
Ha ha